Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain. Clarifies that rigging the odds in your favor in preparation of the takeover is one thing, but collateral damage is another. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot, wrecked it. That twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Everything's clocking together. Try a key. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to see it. Wants revenge on those who caged them, but trust you'll take care of it. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Red means danger. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of carrying the tribe's weapon. Hopes you'll use it to do some. Out of date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making progress with the tribe conflict. He had a feeling you'd get along with the Myriad tribe, but it remains to be seen what the future holds for your alliance. You seem to share the same values as the Myriad tribe. You both have the same optimistic outlook on life. At least, for now. But Out-of-Date emphasizes that solving the tribe conflict won't matter unless... That doesn't sound good. Out-of-Date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of. He says the time has come to confront the jumbo puff at the end of the west route. Gizmo is working on making his Mechton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all the way out to the World Eater. You should get over there and see what you can do to help. Eventually, you're gonna figure something out. Nothing spews bullets like this one. Keep your eyes peeled and your powder dry. Small things for your big ideas. More scrap for you? Fits nice. Don't lose your way in the blackness. Offers you extraordinary prices for... Thinks you should practice patience if you want to make a good deal here. Glad you got rid of that. You got the best of that. Offers you extraordinary prices for... Says they're known for their high-quality goods. Perhaps now you can see your targets better. That's a gnote. Easy prey for Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. It's the chug yard. That's shutting good. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board, but Gizmo is holed up in the underyard here working on that Mechton of his. The Toxanol Corporation used to run chugger-chuggers out of here, big machines on... The rails used to be filled with chugs packed tight with two-leggeds, like guppos in a tin. You're on the right track. Keep your eyes open. This box once tailed a chugger-chugger. Now it's just off track. Look at that, right in the chug yard. Follow the rails and you'll find all sorts of little treasures scattered all over the place. Of course not, but they get you closer to wherever you might want to go. Good work finding that track. They can teach you so much about the... Shot through. Sooo. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Oh, wow! You have a good eye for that stuff. Becoming terminal. Flash the slash. Youch! Much better. Plonkety plonk. Down. Game on. Bomber Bonker's busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. You're in pain. Hot metal. Watch out for you. Goodbye to another night. You could experiment with that. Let's see. Itchy trigger finger. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Scrapalicious. The tribes need someone to unite them. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world... I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. He'd lie if he claimed it was all good. You changed after your Mooma and Popsy passed, and he understands why you had to leave. The old village being a constant reminder of what happened. Gizmo says he also has re-memories from the long gone, but unlike you, he doesn't think of the past, for it's gone. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find... Gizmo understands you still have strong feelings, but urges you to keep them under control. You've witnessed firsthand what it'll lead to.
Yes, that's the way. No arguing with that.
Sometimes your gut is flat out wrong.
Don't ever doubt yourself. You are number one.
Even the dark knows you're better than this.
Stick with me. We'll rule the world.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path that brought you to this point. Would you have been happier going in a different direction? Supposes that's all any of us can do. Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seem so centered and so seeking. Figures everyone does. They seem unusually dedicated to finding them. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone, so you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mechton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mechton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. There are more crates from before the apocalypse left out in the wild. Easy to find if you keep an eye out. You should be able to gather enough scrap to upgrade the Mechton from them. The day is here. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. That's the leftover you're looking for. Ooh, a biohazard like that can make you real sick. Keep to the straight and narrow. You feel bright-headed now. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He says that's enough to get the Mechton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. Something he devised to salvage valuables from the ground. There are usually spots hidden beneath puddles of oily goo where you can use the net. He's been working on another project for the Mechton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. Gizmo thinks he's a little peculiar, but very knowledgeable. He has the ins and outs of all monster and creature whereabouts. Save your energy. You can see so much farther in the light. Nice. Metal scrap. You can always use that. Wants to know how much good you think you can actually do. Sooo. You're bruised. Keep your eyes sharp. Hard to see in the dark. Ah, see that e-waste? Always handy. It's a rare sight. Treasure it. Wildlife here is teetering on the brink of extinction. We all are. The meat-eater again. Nothing seems to satiate his hunger. The note is done for unless you intervene. Who could stand against that? Took care of it. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone, the village of Blubbermud, which is maybe as messy as it sounds. It's time for an adventure, for good or... Let's see.
Flower bezigib amzir.
Says the shop holds something for...
Avangara dancer fish. Flower bezigib amzir.
Wants you to know you won't find a better deal anywhere. Looking for a bargain. Fair enough all around.
Libuma, limana, libuma, limana.
Aigu à moi. Aigu.
Peddler is eager for you to have a look at the wares.
Oh, tout ça.
Wonders why you're in such a hurry. They've got plenty of stock. Take this seriously, or it'll take you down.
Tlachivun prikpri.
Doesn't believe you're such a fool.
Right, tesuto.
Says back in the old times, sludge just piped into your house.
Anu pupano de kiji ki nukipa. Petuyo tutumayo.
Now you must wait for a truck to bring your sludge to you, and theirs is late.
Wout one tlatsie. Petuyo tutumayo.
They're desperate for their sludge. Could you figure out what happened to the sludge truck?
Pau yujo nukitemo ja hupikodo. Trek pankuk yubo.
Thinks, yeah, the sludge truck is late all the time, but never this late.
La surayafa te mefafa.
Says the sludge truck usually comes from that direction.
Aju depotano.
Just go find the truck and figure out what happened to it.
You leggen kul ma me belle.
Otherwise, they're going to run out of sludge fast.
You leggen kul ma me belle. I metala.
Figures they can make it up to you somehow, if you get that sludge.
Gahir and the daughter.
The vendor says you can browse it. Wants you to take your time and see what they might want to offer. That paid off. That part made a decent pile of scrap.
Bé mà phao em ban chạc quá bờ qua lầu.
Deepened your pockets. A good deal all around. There are places up ahead far worse than this. Ask says there's usually a line, but today... Listen to all that night noise. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for... Some things you have to grow into using. You're too low on scrap. Take a moment to absorb the day. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
Botse. Inmo. Diava.
Let's see.
Why ad fudlea haya zien kuntuf.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be.
Zien.
Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind.
Yama fore dome da hunka.
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
Badam wagumo nash vaya.
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
Ishko.
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care.
Uvuksu isko alehan yoshkava.
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss.
Zene nafternen.
Claims he mostly kills whoever he doesn't like.
Como judo vavazene. Kafe. Why adfuno diabe?
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot. Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
Inmo.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
Lemma.
Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther.
Tarinman.
But enough of that, right?
Tarinman bon intabadanj.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
Bon.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
Intabadanj. Mishako her. Jira Vabasco.
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short.
Bestilka. Ekanishala vai.
Says he's not sure, but if you're going to haunt something, it seems a waste not to eat it. Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster haunter.
Mech.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big.
Ja, lechka.
There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Lech.
Says you stick to the haunting and shots present themselves later. So many places to be today. Ready to ride. Back to your own stompers. Not accomplished enough for that yet. You should be able to use that. Wait, it's the Scrip hole-up. Place is just filled with critters. You already missed the sky, don't you? Can't rely on technology all the time. Stompity stomp. Bullseye. Playtime is over. That's not opening on its own. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. You're here for a reason. It's up to you to figure out what that is. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Easy to lose your way if you can't see landmarks. when you're committed to cutting. Right between the eyes. Don't waste too much energy. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mechton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. It's not his cleanest invention so far, but it gets the job done. Use it to suck up gooey oil puddles in the Mechton's way so you can pass. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mechton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. Otherwise, he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. He asks you to not even think about taking on the Jumbo Puff on foot. You'll need the Mechton to do the job. Take his word for it. There's time to improve the Mechton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mechton with on your own. He got the idea to build the Mechton when he found a big crate containing the metal frame for something Toxanol had named an exoskeleton.
Junie, don't now.
Gizmo wants to help if he can. Feels you need to meet Lobo. A friend who knows a gullblimp is always handy. Heard you were a somber kid and is glad you crawled out of your shell to help. So, says you covered the imp. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Set. That's the trick to travel. Mount up. The Grease Monkey's Mechton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Mechton is even mightier. Imagine. You could just go to a place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world. Super effective. Bullets everywhere. Bangarang. Some places a Mechton just can't go. Stories only survive if someone is listening, so pay attention. Smell that burning fuel. Time to walk on your own legs. Seems to hold up. Hope you grabbed a big breath.